Sure.
As long as the occupants.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna sit in my chair.
Okay, well, Shabbat Shalom, good Shabbos. We are dedicating this service to our brothers and sisters in the state of Israel who are still not out of the woods. And I can't really discuss it without getting upset, so I'm going to let that lie. Good. But in the meantime, we can light Shabbat candles. The Torah portion is Vayera, which is really great because it's got a bunch of stuff in it. And we'll get to that. This is known as being organized. Okay. Somehow between John Knox and here, the piece of paper went missing, but it's okay. I'm going to tell you why. Well, thank you for coming. Shabbat Shalom. Torah portion Vayera, Abraham, angels, Lot, Mrs. Lot, and all those people. Okay? We'll light Shabbat candles. Yes, Gail, would you honor us? Please rise. Oh, ladies? Yes, Sandy? Yes. Oh, here, let me hold. I'm getting pretty good at this, the first and last week.
I got one that
Okay, you roll the wheel forward, and you pull the trigger, and nothing happens. Let's try that again. Roll the wheel forward, pull the trigger, okay. Well, push the wheel forward, pull the trigger, and evacuate the room. Sure. Very nice. Yes, Bubby didn't notice. All right, we're waving. Look at us waving. Cover the eyes. That's the fault of these Chinese candles. I'm not being prejudiced. I'm just saying. 10 years ago, they were Israeli candles, and they work. Blow them out. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'tzivah v'tzivanu, lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, b'mitzvotav. V'tzivanu, v'tzivanu, lehadlik ner, v'tzivanu, v'tzivanu, lehadlik ner, v'tzivanu, v'tzivanu, lehadlik ner, shel Shabbat. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, good Shabbos. Thank you so much. How are you? Good. Good Shabbos. Once again. Okay. All right. You may have noticed out in the lobby we have a box of badges with what do they call those? The checkerboard sign, pound sign, hashtag. Okay, does that go back to World War II?
You want the English?
No, those
Well, that's why I
hashtags were the strikes on the, yes.
Oh, okay. What do they represent? I mean, I know that they're somehow anti-Semitic, but I'm anti-anti-Semitism, but what's the point?
I have no idea.
I also know that the person whose name is on the letter in the box is Robert Kraft, who is very wealthy and also owns the New England Patriots. Yet another team that I do not follow. Okay. My son follows them. All right, well, that was useful. We'll look it up later. Please turn to page 13. We're glad to see our friends Gail and Stan Eisen visiting us for one momentary moment. And
We'll be back.
yes, good. And our dear friend, Mr. Joel Lubar, wishing him refuah shalema, and also Jeffrey. Okay. How we doing? Stephen, you feel okay?
I feel fine.
No, thank you.
Don't get the horse.
Okay, yes. Page 13. Shalom Aleichem Malachei Hasharim Malachei Mimelech Malachei Mamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Oh, Hashem, the Shalom, Malachei, Hashalom, Malachei, Mimelech, Malachei, Malachim, HaKadosh Baruch Lai, 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 lai. La 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 Oh, shalom, alachei, shalom, alachei. Mi melech, malchei, hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. And the shalom, shalom, alachei. Continuing now, Yedid Nefesh, page 14. We'll do it in the English. Soul made love in God, compassion's gentle source. Take my disposition and shape it to your will. Like a dove dignity, I rush to you before your glorious presence, humbly with our love. Let your sweet love delight me with his thrill, because no other deity will my hunger still. Splendid is your light, till you illuminate the world. My soul is weary for your love still away. Please, good God, to me, reveal to the pleasure of your presence. In your grace, she will find strength and healing in your sight. Forever will she serve you, faithful in all her life. Before we move on to page 15, I'd like to read the story which I was supposed to do before. It is a story about the early days of the Zionist movement. As we know, at the first Zionist Congress, which consisted of a bunch of Jewish important people wearing tuxedos in the middle of the day, there was one named Chaim Chissen. His dates are 1865 to 1932. He was 17 years old when he decided he was going to move to Israel. Now, mind you, at the first Congress, Theodore Herzl said that the British had kindly offered the Jews Uganda for their homeland. Did they want to go to Uganda?
No.
Well, they decided not to. At least it was Herzl who decided not to. Can you imagine if Israel were in the middle of Uganda now? It's very strange. Well, okay, well, the 17-year-old Chaim Chissen, he reacted to the pogroms of 1881 by deciding that only in their own ancient homeland would the Jews be safe. He set out for the land of Israel full of enthusiasm, hope, and a deep sense of idealism you only find in 17-year-olds. Either they're cynical or they're idealistic. He was idealistic. He landed in Constantinople in 1882, and he was met by associates. They had a committee. The name of the committee was the Central Bureau for the Rebuilding of the Land of Israel. And they said, we have a very roomy suite at the Constantinople Hilton. Actually, it was the Constantinople Quality Inn. You'll move in with us for the evening, and we'll see what happens. The three youthful representatives ordered tea. Why? Because tea was free in a Turkish hotel. Tea was free to anyone. So they're sitting there drinking tea after tea. Could they get pastry? No. Could they get maybe a Danish? No. Not in the Constantinople Quality Inn. After the tea arrived, the committee provided a report on their financial condition. They had no money. They had no assets. They had several debts. They pawned everything they owned except for their clothes. They had no one from whom to borrow money. This is not unusual in the history of Jewish philanthropic committees. They drank a lot of tea because the hotel provided it free for each room. And they drank all the tea that they could bear, but they only had 1/2 franc left over for breakfast. They decided that they should buy a loaf of bread. The other one said, I'm dying for tobacco, because this, of course, was the late 19th century. And a third complained that he wanted something else they didn't have, but it didn't really matter. It was either bread or tobacco. What should they get?
Tobacco.
Tobacco. Okay. And three decided to vote. 2 voted to buy the tobacco. 1 decided to buy the bread. Nobody's saying anything about peanut butter. Here we go. This was the Central Bureau. It was the first deflation of his idealism. He kept a diary of his pioneer experiences from 1882 to 1887. So he went back to Russia. That would have been something that he went back to Russia. He became a pharmacist. That's the word rokeach, as in rokeach. Remember rokeach? That means pharmacist, which may say something about the quality of the food that after you need to know. But anyway, he was also a government rabbi. What was a government rabbi? In Europe, yes, you were not an independent spirit. You were not a freelance. You were assigned to do a district or a shul, and the government paid you, which would certainly not work in this country. So in 1898, he left Russia, went to Switzerland, and he studied medicine. Finally, in 1905, he moved back to Israel. He became a well-known physician, and then he passed in Tel Aviv in 1932. It's quite a story. I got to read about this guy. Okay? What I'm saying is I'm trying to just remember the glory days of Zionism. And they're not done yet. Israel will go on. Israel will survive. Any thoughts? Anything to share? Anybody hearing from relatives? I have no relatives. I mean, I have relatives, but I don't have Israeli relatives. I explained that back when Bubby was alive, and the rest of the piece, probably the 1930s, she would send some money and a letter to her relatives in Israel. And they would write back. They would send the letter back. And then one time she didn't put in the money, so they stopped writing. And that took care of our Israeli relatives.
My grandfather used to, we have relatives in Petah Tikva, but I don't know who or where or what. I just know he used to send them money.
How many Sterns could there possibly be in
Who's
this?
the other grandfather?
Starship?
Arnstein,
Arnstein.
like Nicky Arnstein.
Oh, really? Wow. I didn't know you were Egyptian.
He was a cousin,
Oh, that's wonderful.
the black sheep of the family.
Yes, so. All right, page 15. Let's read 3 stanzas from the bottom of 15 in the English. Harden not your heart in the way of your ancestors who tried and tested me in the wilderness, even though they had witnessed my miracles. 40 years of contending with that generation led me to say, they are wayward, they care not for my ways. In indignation, therefore, did I vow, Never would they reach my land, the land of peace, the land of rest. Arba'im shana kut b'dor, Omar am tohele b'afim, Ve'im lo yadu drachai, Asher nishbati v'yapi. Im yevon el menuchati. Continuing with the Lecha Jodi on page 21. Lecha Jodi le'krakal, ve'shabbat le'kavela, Lecha Jodi le'krakal, ve'shabbat le'kavela. Lecha Jodi Jodi lecha Jodi le'krakal, ve'shabbat le'kavela. Keep and remember were uttered as one by our Creator beyond comparison. Adonai is one, and His name is one, reflected in glory and fame and praise. Lecha, lecha, Jodi, Jodi, lecha, Jodi, lecha, in Shabbat lecha, lecha, Jodi, lecha, in Shabbat lecha. Let us greet Shabbat, Queen sublime, mountain of blessings that never recline, anointed and regal since earliest time, and God to see creation 6 days. Lecha, lecha, Jodi, Jodi, lecha, Jodi, lecha, in Shabbat lecha, Please rise, 22, bottom stanza, face the door through which the Sabbath Queen will enter. O Eve Shalom, Terefala, listen, with Shalom, so Saluye, Sigula, O Itala, O Itala. Lecha, lecha, Jodi, Jodi, lecha, Jodi, Prakala, Lecha, Shabbat, Mikavela, Lecha, Jodi, Lekra, Prakala, Lecha, Shabbat, Mikavela. Please be seated. 23. Mizmor Shir Le'Yom HaShabbat. Reading silently. And the last 4 lines. Sadikata Yifra Yevres Alvaro Shitu the effective Adonai if hearts wrong and one is books aside. And Torah portion, Vayera. Vayera means, and he appeared, meaning God appeared. But it's a significant change because immediately after they say God appeared to Abraham by the terebinths of Mamre, Elone Mamre. And Alon is still a very popular name among the Israelis, where you take a little tiny baby and you name him after a very tall tree. So it does switch immediately after. It says God appeared. It goes to the three angels. And Abraham, whose major mitzvah is Hachnasat Orachim, that is welcoming guests, he immediately runs to welcome them. There's even a midrash that, don't forget, Abraham is still recovering from his self-inflicted circumcision, which he did on himself at the age of 99 with a flint knife. Ouch. But as he runs to greet the angels, miraculously the pain goes away. What do you think, Jeff?
Well, after mine, I couldn't walk for a year.
That's a good one.
Yes. All right. That's the time he told that today. Okay. The thing is, all the old Jewish jokes are new again because they're on the web. Okay. So the younger generation thinks they're new. All right. So he's 99 years old, circumcised himself. He goes off to greet the three angels, and then he proceeds to serve them fleishiks followed by milchiks. Yes. Have the kosher laws been given yet?
Oh.
Is he playing fast and loose with kashrut?
No.
What about the famous chicken that's not a chicken? Did he have any of those? Okay, yes, Jeff.
I have a question about that, backing up.
Yes.
Noah was told to take 2 of each unclean and 7 of each clean animals.
Correct.
How did he know which was which, since the kashrut laws weren't?
Very good question. The Sheva Mitzvot B'nai Noach, there are the 7 commandments of the children of Noah, and it does include sort of a modified kashrut thing. Yeah. Okay, because if the idea was that if a Gentile, if a pagan wanted to aspire to some sort of holiness in their life, they would follow those 7 commandments and then afterwards proceed to the Judaism part. Okay? Don't forget, Judaism was the only, dare I say, organized religion. And it continues to display its organization. Things go on. I would say any religion invented by Jews is going to be different. Okay. All right. So he's got 3 angels and he serves them and he tells Sarah should bake. I'm not really sure what she bakes. She even bakes taco shells or matzahs or maybe some nice soft pita. Did she have the facility to make? How do you make pita, Gil? Yes.
Get flour and some yeast and water and
That's
I
it.
guess you gotta handle it.
Okay, gotcha. That's it.
I just
Yes.
Something like pita bread?
Yes, yes. All right, so they're sitting there and they're eating. Oh, and this is a very important question if you're living in the 17th century. Do angels eat? The majority of the scholarly opinion, including John Milton once again, is that no, they don't. But they couldn't insult Abraham. This man is trying to start a religion here. They're probably the first meal he ever catered. And in Judaism, we know catering is a big mitzvah. So they're saying, oh, there he's holding the pita or whatever it is. He says, oh, Abraham, look over there. Okay. Well, and why do we have 3 angels? Because your average run-of-the-mill angel can only do one errand for God. What's the errand of the first one? Tell Sarah she's going to have a baby. Number 2, go to rescue Lot and Mrs. Lot
Right.
and the Lotettes.
And then destroy.
The 3rd one destroys.
Oh, I
Yes.
thought the 3rd one was to pick Abraham up off the floor.
Okay. Now, archangels, Michael, Raphael, Uriel, Uziel, all those guys, they can do a bunch of mitzvot in a day. Yeah. But these guys, they do one mission and then they are reduced to heavenly ether until God decides to reform them, conservative them, into another angel. All right. Abraham pleads with God to spare the wicked city of Sodom. Now, the problem with Sodom is not that they were sodomites. They did not practice Hachnasat Orachim. They didn't welcome guests. This was a bad thing. One of the midrashim, one of the legends about Sodom, and please don't try this at home, was that they had a sort of Procrustean bed. It was a metal bedstead, and they would say to the guest, why don't you lie down? And he would say, well, yes, but there's no box spring and there's no mattress. They would lay him down. If he was too short, they would stretch him. And if he was too tall, they would, well, you get it. Okay, that's a midrash. Yes, they didn't teach us that when I was in the 6th grade. No. Well, next, Lot tries to practice the same kind of hospitality that Abraham did, but it fails miserably because he tells the 2 angels, down to 2, because one of them did the Annunciation and he left. But the 2 angels, they go pounding on the door and they say to Lot, send those men out that we may have illicit something or other with them. So much for welcoming guests. But Lot is risking his life. He says, here, my lords. He says, I have 2 daughters who have not yet known man. Why don't I send them out instead of the angels? He didn't know they were angels. What kind of deal is that? It's really pretty awful. Well, what happens is that, you know, the flashbang grenade that they use in the military? It explodes. I think it's phosphorus. It explodes with light. Well, apparently one of the angels had sneaked one of those down after a visit to an Army Navy store on his way to Sodom. And he tossed it, and the men of Sodom were all blinded. So they groped around and they could not see. At that point, the angel says, get up, Lot, and let's get going. Now, this is multiple choice. What would you take if you were leaving a city which is going to be destroyed, earthquake, comet, meteor, shower, I don't know. What would you take with you? Yes, a salami sandwich heavy on the mustard. Number 2, 2 sacks of wine. Number 3, popcorn. You can't have too much popcorn.
Take the wine.
Take the wine. He takes the wine. And they're going, and Mrs. Lowe, she's a sodomite, so to speak, from a long time back. And they said, don't look back. Mrs. Lowe, don't look back. And she looks back and she turns into a pillar of salt. And the fact is, if you wander around the Dead Sea, who doesn't enjoy wandering around the Dead Sea or swimming in the Dead Sea? There are these life-size salt statues, which somebody said, hey, it looks like Mrs. Lowe. That's where the story came from.
I asked the guy which one she was. 'Cause
Oh, okay.
seriously, I know a whole bunch.
That's wonderful. Now, what happened with me in the Dead Sea is because I'm such a delicate flower. I went into the water and you float on top of the water. It's the most remarkable thing. And I got a little splash of water in my eye.
Oh, no.
And I started screaming and I ran out and so on. But then afterwards, I had a boo-boo. Do you ever get a boo-boo? I had a boo-boo on my finger. And the next day it was fine. I didn't have to wear a Band-Aid. Okay? I think in Hebrew, that's boo-boo. Okay. All right. So they're on their way. And they end up in a cave, a convenient cave, Lot and the 2 Lotettes. And he starts hitting the wine pretty heavy. And if there was a stereo, he put it on, but they don't have one. But meantime, they are only referred to as the older daughter and the younger daughter. The older daughter says to the younger daughter, it is clear that every human being on earth has been destroyed because of the wrath of God. And the other one says, oh, my sister, what shall we do? We really have to populate the earth. So she says, see Pop over there? Says, oh, he's drinking the wine, right? Yes, he is. Well, we're going to get him even drunker, and then you and I are going to with Dad. Okay? It's really pretty awful. That part they never taught us in yeshiva. Okay? Like, kids, don't try this at home. But anyway, they do it, and the first one, they immediately become pregnant. The first one gives birth to Moab, the Moabites, and the second one gives birth to Ammon, the Ammonites. Because Moab, remember when you were in the schoolyard, the nastiest thing you could tell somebody was something about their relatives? Same thing here. Moab means from father, and Ammon means the people of question mark. See, so that's how they explain it. All right, and Isaac is born, kept at a mazel tov. His word Yitzchak means they will laugh. And then I'm gonna let this go till next week. The thing about Hagar and Ishmael being cast out by Sarah and all that business. And of course, the part that we do on the second day of Rosh Hashanah. Anybody know? Yes, the sacrifice of Isaac. Right. Okay. Any questions? I love this stuff. You cannot make this up. All right, let's do the Baruch Hu on page 28. And we'll ask Gail and Sam to honor us by opening the ark. Please. Thou Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Curtain is closed, we may be seated. I would point out that this Saturday night, Sunday morning, we fall back. So it's a very appropriate prayer here. Let's read together light and darkness responsively on the lower part of the left-hand side. Light and darkness, night and day, we marvel at the mystery of stars. Moon and sky, sand and sea, we marvel at the mystery of sun. Twilight, high noon, dusk and dawn. Though we are mortal, we are creation's crown. Flesh and bone, steel and stone, we dwell in fragile temporary shelters. Grant steadfast love, compassion, grace. Sustain us, God, our origin is dust. Majesty, mercy, love, endure. We are a little lower than the angels. Resplendent skies, sunset, sunrise. Grandeur of creation lifts our lives. Evening, darkness, morning dawn. Renew our lives as you renew all time. Baruch atah Adonai, Mari Varam. Amen. This is page 29, the last three lines of the Hebrew. Kihem chayenu, yorech yameinu, yorech yameinu. Uvahem nekem yomam v'alayla. Ahat atasir, enu li'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Page 30, we have the Shema, we cover the eyes. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai. Cover the eyes. Baruch Shem Kivod, Malchuto, Le'olam Va'oleh. In the English, you shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. And these words which I command you this day, you shall take to heart. Teach them diligently to your children. Recite them in all in a way, night and day. Bind them as a sign upon your hand, as a reminder above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your homes and upon your gates. Continuing now. Page 32, below the big paragraph. Say li anu v'yamru, Ayin v'olam v'ayin v'nembar, Yifat Adonai et Yaakov, V'yalo mi'ad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Go'al Yisrael. On page 33, we have the prayer for the Cholim, the folks who are not well. Yes, names? I have them here.
Yeah.
Okay, anyone have an extra name? Adele Greenblatt, Refuah Shlema, Aviva Kennigan, Refuah Shlema, Joel Lubar, Refuah Shlema, Jeff Stern, Refuah Shlema, Rachel Spearer, Refuah Shlema, Baby Ella Rose, Refuah Shlema, Marsha Wairobi, Refuah Shlema, Eileen Carroll, Refuah Shlema, Norma Fogel, Refuah Shlema, Jeannie Tarrant, Refuah Shlema, Kimberly Santos, Refuah Shlema, Vince Massey, Refuah Shlema, Patricia Massey, Refuah Shlema, Judy Honig, Refuah Shlema, Sheila Bergman, Refuah Shlema, Gary Ways, Refuah Shlema, David Hershkowitz, Refuah Shlema. Any names? Significant. Refuah Shlema. Yes. Dina, any other names? No? Okay. Say it all right. Page 34. Vishamru Bnei Yisrael et HaShabbat Asuk et HaShabbat L'Yom Vishamru Bnei Yisrael et HaShabbat Hey, Israel, Oti Liolam, Oti Liolam, Oti Liolam. Isham, Israel, et Hashavat. Masut et Ashavat Lidon Beriton Ishesh Jamim Asa Adonai et Hashamayim V'etaretz Ishamru B'nei Yisrael et Hashavat Masut et Hashavat Lidon Beriton Ubayom Hashvi Shabbat Vainafash Shabbat Vainafash Shabbat Vainafash Ishamru B'nei Yisrael et Hashavat Masut et Hashavat Lidon Beriton. Please rise and Kaddish. Yitkada, Shemera Amen. Yom Adivra Chirute, V'yamlit Malchute, V'chalim Oluvya, V'chayim Beit Yisrael, V'tzman Kari, Shemei Kurisha, Liela. Birchata v'shirata, Zushpeta, Shavelem, Tahanivan de'alem, Yamidah 35b to 38, after which you may be seated. Page 47. I just want to lead you into that bottom piece, Magen Avot B'Taro. Shield of our fathers by your word, resurrects the dead with his speech. The holy God, there is no one like him, gives rest to his people on his holy Shabbat because he wished to do this. Therefore, before him, we will serve in fear, with trembling, and we will make known to his name on every day forever. Source of all blessings, the God of praises, master of peace, who sanctifies Shabbat and blesses the seventh day, and gives rest and holiness to his people, remembrance of his act of creation. Okay. Avot Evarim, Ayemeti Imamaro, Oel HaKadosh, Shein Kamohu, Amen Yachliyahu, Yom Shabbat Kosher, Imam Ratza, Lehan Yachlah, Ivam Ratza, Leaniach Lahem, Lefanav Nabot, Yira V'Fachad, V'Nodeh Lishmo, B'chol Yom Tamid, Ve'ein Hafra, Ve'ein Hafra, Shalom, V'kadesh Shabbat, U'moreh Sheli, U'meliach B'kedusha, Le'abedu Shnei Onei, Zecher, L'maaseh, V'reishim. Kaddish 48. Yitkara v'ikra shemei Rabbanim, Yom Adivrach Yerutev Yom Liach Machutei, V'chayei Chol V'mechon, V'chayei D'chol Beit Yisrael, Agalav V'zman Korvivim Ru'ain, Yehi Shmei Rav Mevorach, V'olam 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 Barak Vishtabach Vipawar Vijum Nasei Vitadar Vitale Vitalal Shmei Kudisha Brichu Ilam and Kobra Chatzah B'Shirata Vishpata V'Nechmata Tamiran Bialma V'Imru Amen Al Tzloton V'Uton D'Cho Yisrael V'Dam V'Hon V'Shmaya V'Imru Amen V'Hi Shalom Rabba Min Shemaya V'Chaim Aleinu V'Ko Yisrael V'Imru Amen who say Shalom Yisrael, who Shalom Aleichem, V'nal Kol Yisrael, Imru B'Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleichem, V'al Kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, V'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, V'imru Amen. Please rise for the Kiddush.
Let's pick one. And what's this is? One is in pink. Juice is in.
Thank you.
You are so welcome.
149. Savimonan Rabbanan Rabbatai, Olu Chatanai, Obin Balapalan, Obin Bri Havalan, Amen. Olu Chatanai, Obin Balapalan, Asher Kishamitz Vasahasamayim, Shabbat, Shabbat, Abba, Shabbat, Anu, Zikaron, Masay, Bereshi, Yotim, Yirai, Kodesh, Zekler, Nisia, Mitzrayim,
Amen.
I am showing some first.
It's a good year. It was a good day.
Wonderful.
Excellent vintage, I think.
Tuesday.
What's Tuesday?
The next one, vintage.
Yeah.
That was at 6 o'clock.
Page 51. Jeffrey and Joel, could you honor us by opening the ark?
Let me get rid of the camera.
Oh, that's good.
That could be a mistake.
Nice.
Just open it. You the Shabbat of the not go, but take to do long and say great sheet. Shall I say, Umisharim Uvotim Lifnei Mechel Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shehunet Shamayim V'Yasser Haaretz U'Moshe Hashamayim Imam U'Shechina Zo U'Shechina Zo Begave Meroni Who Eloheinu Eino and Malkeinu Esulato Karkatu Yitorato Yatataim Ashevota Elvovecha Ki Adonai Hu Elohim Vashem in Ima, V'Haaretz V'Haaretz Nita Eino Adonai V'Melech Malkol Retz All right, the mourner's cottage. I'm going to ask everyone to remain standing in memory of those whom we've lost. And Stephen's father.
My twin brother,
I'm sorry.
Joel Bernard and Shu, and this is the 25th year.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Warner's Cottage. Yitkadal, Yitkadal, Shemay Rakot, Name. Malati Brach, Hiruse, Yahweh's Mafate. V'chayecho, v'yecho, v'chayecho, v'yisrael. This one for me, Shnei Rahal, Yoram, Yitzhak, Yishalach, Yitzhak, 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 Shnei Isha, Riyah, Elam, Yikover, Chatzal, Shiratzal, Tushbechatzal, Nechematzal, Daviran, Yomah, Amen. Shalom, Rabbi, Shemaiah. I will live your place with you. Ose shalom b'mukhav, Yaseh shalom. I'll live your place throughout. Your place with you. Please be seated. And now a few words from the forum. Let's discover if you speak into it, it magnifies your voice.
Really?
Yes.
That's pretty exciting. A good Shabbos, everyone. Welcome back to Gail and Steve. Welcome back to our Stan and Gail. And Stan and Gail are celebrating the birth of two grandchildren, Donna and Lila Rose. Lila Dove. Lila Dove. Please, just kisses on the kefi to the babies and just such a wonderful reason, and the only one not to have you here all the time. But we do love having you here. I want to let you know that you'll see in the lobby that there's a table set up for our Jeffco Hanukkah toy project, where we have a wish list that Jeffco provides for us for what some of the children would like to have for Hanukkah. And you can take a wish list home if you want to on Amazon and have it sent to Temple, that's fine. You want to look around for toys, which is so much fun, you can do that too. But it really goes to little children from the age, our list is from the age of 1 to 15, who had to be removed from their homes for various reasons, all sad reasons. And we like to support them. Every synagogue does it. We always do it very well. So if you would, and even if you if you find a toy that you just love, if you love toy trucks and there are no toy trucks on the list, get a toy truck, because there will be another child who wants a toy truck. It's really that easy. And if you'd like to give a check to Temple for it and say what you would like to have, we'll do the shopping for you as well. It's just a very sweet project. The toys have to be turned in by November 28th, so there's not a great deal of time. Hanukkah comes early. But just take a moment to say hello to Judy, to Roseanne, to Sherry, to Laura, to Bonnie. Hey, Bonnie. I know Bonnie and Cornell will be back down soon, and to Arnold. Hello on Zoom. It's lovely to have you with us. I wish you were here in shul with us. Maybe you will. We're going to have a Hanukkah Shabbaton party. It's going to be catered by Diamond Caterers. It's going to be on Friday night, December 8th. We'll have the menu for you. It'll be on the website. And you'll come, you bring your menorahs. We have a mass lighting of menorahs. It's really beautiful. And then we'll have our service with Rabbi and the cantor.
What time is it?
I believe it's going to start at 5:30, but don't hold me to it. I'll let you know. It's either 5 or 5:30. I think pretty sure it's 5:30. So we would love to have you all come with us. to begin our wonderful celebration and have some joy together, a joy of new grandchildren, joy of being together, joy of good health, joy of everything wonderful, and joy just to be together, even when things aren't so wonderful. And you know the situation in the world, we all do. You know how very serious anti-Semitism is now. We are making sure that everything is safe for you. Please feel easy about coming in. Our security is excellent. And we also have the Broward Sheriff's Office and Florida State Troopers doing drive-bys minimum 4 times a day, but it's much more than that. So we are very well looked after here. And so feel confident to be here with us. Tomorrow, our traditional Shabbat service and Rabbi's class afterwards will be.
Yes, we're going to continue with the participation book that we were using, where I asked them a question, and
Oh.
people have been very good about responding.
Oh, question and answer with Rabbi, so come with good, can they come with their own question?
I have that question.
Oh, Rabbi's got the questions, okay. Rabbi's classes are amazing, and this class on Wednesday afternoon at 4 o'clock and at 7 o'clock the same day on current events, that's on Zoom. Rabbi's an amazing scholar, and we're so lucky to have him with us. Of course, we are blessed all of the time to have you with us. So good Shabbos, everyone, and much love.
Thank you, Rita. Thank you so much. Of course, the ONEG following service will be in the rotunda, yes. All right, on page 54, I know it's, shall we say, out of season, but because of all the sorrows that we, as the people of Israel, are going through now, I just thought it'd be nice to look forward to the next Yontif, which, as Rita reminds us, is Hanukkah. So I thought we would do the Adon Olam. It's a little early, but we could do it to the tune of Mao's Tzur, Rock of Ages. Also, did any of the children on the list say they wanted nail polish this year?
No, we had one year a little girl asked for a single bottle of pink nail polish. We were all crying, looking at the list, and the little girl wound up with 27 bottles of every kind of color nail polish that there was.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
That really is a favorite story of mine.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Adon Olam Hashem Olam, B'Terem Kol Yitzir Nifrach, V'Einam Saveh Tetzokol, Atayim L'Shemo Nifrach, V'Acharei Kiflot Takul, V'Vado Yimlo Norah, V'Hayam V'U'Oveh, we have it to follow. And shady, the Hamshiro, the Havira, the Lirashi, the Litachlit, the Lomos, the Hamisra, the Rain, the Valley, it's all that lead the Sarah. And who we see, not sleep, may not come see, they know never. The Tuvaki Rufi, the Eitishan, the Aira, in the Giviati, Adonai, the Lord, the happy Hanukkah, please rise at the closing benediction. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. The Lord bless you and keep you. Yo'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. The Lord turn his face unto you, grant you peace. We say Amen. Shabbat shalom. 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 Tomorrow morning, 9:30.
Good Shabbat.